Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what's happening right now in the NFL, especially with the Seattle Seahawks, is nothing short of a seismic shift in the division and potentially for their entire playoff outlook. We've got some serious buzz coming out of various sources, and it's centered around a possible blockbuster trade that could reshape the Seahawks' defense and ultimately their chances of making a deep playoff run. And this isn't just speculation. It's rooted in real strategic moves being considered by Seattle and their division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. So let's set the scene. The Seahawks, sitting at 2-4 after 6 games, have been battling inconsistency on defense. Their secondary has faced some serious issues, especially with injuries and performance. Julian Love, who's been a versatile and crucial part of their back end, is returning from injury, but the urgency for improvement is clear. Witherspoon, another key piece, has been questionable with a knee injury, which only amplifies the need for reinforcements. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Seahawks are eyeing Kyle Hamilton, the all-pro safety from the Ravens, a guy who's been making waves with his versatility and game-changing plays. Hamilton, a first-round pick in 2022, has already established himself as one of the top safeties in the league. Leading the Ravens in 2025 with 3 interceptions, 38 tackles, and a sack in just 6 games, he's been a defensive force. His PFF grade of 92 places him firmly in the top 3 safeties in the NFL, and his ability to be a Swiss Army knife in the secondary makes him a perfect fit for Seattle's hybrid defensive schemes. His career stats are impressive: 8 interceptions, 6 sacks, nearly 220 tackles, and a knack for forcing fumbles. Plus, his coverage skills are elite, with a 52% completion allowed in the slot and no injuries limiting his play in 2025. Now, why are the Seahawks so interested? Well, his presence would immediately boost their pass defense, which currently allows about 2.4 touchdowns per pass attempt, a number that's just unacceptable for a team with playoff aspirations. Hamilton's range and ability to play in multiple roles would help reduce aerial yards from roughly 215 yards per game down to about 170, a significant improvement. His projection of adding around 70 tackles to the Seahawks' defense is huge, and his playmaking ability could translate into a 20% increase in turnovers, something the Seahawks desperately need to turn their season around. But what about the Ravens? They're in a different spot. With a 1-5 record and a defense allowing around 28 points per game, Baltimore needs to shake things up. They're also facing cap constraints, around $10 million, and are focusing on extending key players like Roquan Smith. The plan is to offload Hamilton, who's on a manageable contract but also a high-value player, in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and safety Kayvon Wallace, who's been solid with a 71.2 PFF grade this season and 1 interception. This move would help Baltimore free up cap space, focus on their priority, re-signing Smith, and gather draft capital to rebuild their offensive line, which is allowing nearly 3 sacks per game. Seattle, meanwhile, has about $16 million in cap space, which makes this deal feasible. Acquiring Hamilton would be a game-changer. His ability to play multiple roles, especially as a hybrid safety and in the slot, would complement the return of Julian Love. That duo could elevate Seattle's defense to a top 10 unit, especially in their passing game. The Seahawks are already known for their versatile secondary, and adding Hamilton would make it even more unpredictable for opposing offenses. His ability to cover tight ends, play in the box, or roam deep as a free safety would give defensive coordinator Clint Hurt a lot of flexibility. And let's talk about the impact of this potential trade. Hamilton's addition isn't just about filling a hole. It's about transforming the entire defense into a more aggressive, turnover-generating unit. His career interception rate of nearly 2 per postseason hints at his ability to come up big in critical moments. His tackling success rate, combined with his coverage skills, could help the Seahawks cut down on big plays and increase their takeaways, which is crucial in close games. This could translate into a significant boost in their win probability, especially against divisional opponents like the 49ers or Rams. Now, for the Ravens, this move actually makes sense from a strategic standpoint. They're shifting focus to securing future assets and cap flexibility. While they're currently allowing 28 points per game, their defense has enough talent, and acquiring Wallace and a second-round pick provides options to rebuild and focus on their core, especially re-signing linebacker Roquan Smith. They're also prioritizing their offense with Lamar Jackson, who has been efficient but still needs more help in the passing game. Jackson's completion percentage of 59% and his 6 touchdowns against 7 interceptions show that they need to elevate their supporting cast, and this trade could be part of a larger plan to do so. Back to the Seahawks, the fans are already buzzing about the possibilities. If this trade goes through, it'll send shockwaves through the division. Seattle's defense would suddenly look a lot more dangerous, especially with the added versatility and playmaking of Kyle Hamilton. Imagine him pairing with Julian Love, creating a hybrid back end that can adapt to any offensive scheme. The Seahawks could then implement more blitz packages, increasing their blitz success rate from roughly 34% to nearly 50%. That kind of aggressive approach would put more pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, especially in key moments late in games. And it's not just about immediate impact. Looking ahead, Hamilton's style and skill set fit perfectly with the Seahawks' long-term plans. He's only 25 years old, and his trajectory suggests he's only going to improve. His ability to force turnovers and make plays in critical situations could help Seattle turn around a season that's currently been inconsistent. If they can add him and stabilize their secondary, they'll also likely see a boost in their odds of reaching the playoffs. FanDuel's latest odds jumping from +12.0 to +6.500. That's a huge swing and shows how much this move could energize the team and their fanbase. Of course, the trade deadline is right around the corner, November 4th, and both teams are expected to be active. The Ravens are looking to shed some cap while retooling, and the Seahawks are desperate to shore up their secondary after losing Love and Witherspoon's uncertain status. It's a classic case of a team needing to give a little to get a lot. The potential addition of Kyle Hamilton could be the spark that propels the Seahawks into serious playoff contention, especially if they can improve their pass defense and create more turnovers. Now, for the Seahawks fans watching, it's understandable to feel excited but also a little anxious. This kind of move isn't just about one player, it's about the message it sends to the entire league. The Seahawks are serious about contending, and they're willing to make bold moves to do it. Hamilton's versatility, combined with the return of Julian Love, could make this defense one of the most dynamic in the league. It's a bold strategy, but if executed well, it could pay off big time. And let's not forget, this move also reflects the Seahawks' broader approach under their current management. They're willing to trade future picks and take risks if it means closing the gap with the top teams in the NFC. The NFC West is a fiercely competitive division, with the 49ers, Rams, and others all vying for supremacy. Making a move like this signals that Seattle is not content with just being a middling team. They want to be serious contenders again. The addition of a player like Kyle Hamilton could be the catalyst for that resurgence. And as we look ahead, it's fascinating to imagine how this plays out. Will the Ravens accept this deal? Will the Seahawks pull the trigger before the deadline? Either way, it's shaping up to be one of the most interesting storylines of the NFL season. The stakes are high, the moves are strategic, and the potential for a turnaround is real. Fans of the Seahawks, you should be excited, because this isn't just about one trade, it's about a shift in the entire landscape of the NFC West. So, stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, and get ready for what could be a game-changing move. Seahawks are clearly aiming higher, and with players like Julian Love, and now possibly Kyle Hamilton, they're building a defense that can strike fear into any offense in the league. This is the kind of bold move that can define a season, and it's happening right now. So, what do you think? Are you excited about the possibility of Hamilton donning the Seahawks jersey? How do you see this impacting their playoff chances? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news because this season is far from over and big things are just around the corner.